Here, nestled between the deep blue of the Puget Sound and the verdant expanse of ancient forest, lies a city unlike any other. This is Seattle, a place defined not just by its iconic skyline or the gentle rhythm of falling rain, but by a relentless spirit of reinvention. From the mist-shrouded waters to the snow-capped peak of Mount Rainier, standing sentinel on the horizon, Seattle is a city born of water and wood, fire and ambition. It's a story of resilience, a narrative woven through cycles of boom, bust, and rebirth. This isn't just a place on a map. It's an idea, a testament to the human capacity for change, for looking at what is and daring to build what could be. Its identity is etched in the ever-shifting tides, a constant reminder that nothing here stays the same for long before the first European sails appeared on the horizon. This land was home to the Coast Salish peoples, particularly the Duwamish tribe. For thousands of years, they thrived in this lush environment, their lives intricately connected to the salmon-filled rivers, the cedar forest, and the saltwater shores. This wasn't just a landscape. It was a provider, a spiritual center, a home. The very name Seattle honors the Duwamish leader, Chief Seil, a man known for his wisdom and his calls for peace and ecological responsibility. The intricate art, the powerful stories, and the deep respect for the natural world were the bedrock of this region's culture. Their canoes, expertly carved from single cedar logs, were the lifeblood of the community, connecting villages across the Sound. This enduring legacy is a quiet but powerful hum beneath the modern city's roar, a reminder of the deep, ancient roots that ground this place. The mid-19th century brought a new chapter, written by pioneers who arrived at Alki Point with dreams of building a new metropolis. They called it New York Alki, a testament to their grand ambitions. The city's first economy was built on the seemingly endless forest. Towering trees were felled, milled, and shipped, fueling the growth of a rugged timber town. Seattle became a place of hard labor and bold optimism, where opportunity was carved directly from the land. But this rapid expansion, built almost entirely from wood, carried an inherent risk. In 1889, disaster struck. The Great Seattle Fire, sparked by a glue pot in a cabinet shop, consumed the entire central business district, turning 25 city blocks into ash. It was total devastation. Yet from these embers, a new Seattle rose. Citizens voted not just to rebuild, but to build better. They raised the street levels, constructed buildings of brick and stone, and laid the foundations for a modern, more resilient city. Even in total destruction, Seattle found the seed of reinvention. As the 19th century drew to a close, a new cry echoed through Seattle's rebuilt streets: gold. The discovery of gold in the Klondike transformed the city overnight. Seattle became the primary gateway to the north, the essential outfitting post for tens of thousands of prospectors hoping to strike it rich. Ships crowded the harbor, their decks piled high with supplies, while docks teemed with dreamers and entrepreneurs. Fortunes were made not in the gold fields, but by selling picks, shovels, and passage to those who chased the dream. Seattle had seized another opportunity and turned distant chaos into its own explosive growth. The dawn of the 20th century saw Seattle pivot once more, this time toward the sky. A small timber company run by William Boeing began experimenting with airplanes. That humble beginning would evolve into the Boeing Company, a global aerospace giant. During World War II, Seattle became an industrial powerhouse. Factories worked around the clock producing aircraft critical to the war effort. Boeing's fortunes became Seattle's fortunes, creating cycles of economic boom and bust, but also establishing the city as a global leader in engineering and innovation. By the late 1980s and early 90s, another kind of energy was brewing. From garages and dive bars, a raw and powerful sound emerged. It was grunge. Bands like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and Soundgarden captured the mood of a generation. Suddenly, the world looked to Seattle not for industry, but for culture. The city became a symbol of authenticity, rebellion, and creative expression. Seattle had reinvented itself again, exporting a feeling and an attitude that resonated across the globe. As the millennium turned, flannel faded, replaced by the glow of computer screens. Led by companies like Microsoft and Amazon, Seattle became a center of the digital age. Glass and steel towers rose rapidly, reshaping the skyline and economy. A new wave of workers arrived, bringing wealth and innovation. But this explosive growth carried challenges: rising housing cost, congestion, and deep questions about the soul of the city. Seattle found itself grappling with how to be a global technology hub while preserving the character and community that made it special. Growth created opportunity, but also tension. It was once again reinventing itself, navigating the delicate balance between progress and preservation, between prosperity and belonging. Looking out across the water as a ferry glides toward the shore, with the Olympic Mountains painted by the setting sun, one thing becomes clear: Seattle's story is a continuous loop of change. It has been a home for ancient tribes, a rugged logging town, a gateway for gold seekers, an industrial titan, a cultural icon, and a digital frontier. Each chapter left its mark. Seattle is a place that embraces innovation while cherishing its natural beauty, a city that builds the future while wrestling with its past. The only constant here is evolution. Seattle remains a city in motion, forever redefining itself against the stunning backdrop of mountains and sea, always asking what's next. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe and follow for more videos.